Hello. My mouth made a weird noise. Not sure if you heard it. Hi everyone. Hello. Okay, I have to start out. Welcome. I'm super excited, super nervous, but really excited about this. I'm calling this Motivation and Makeup with Megan. Not sure which one I put first. I think I swapped it from what I originally had. This is so real quick, where all this came from, I'm gonna try not to sit here and play with my eyebrows. I always feel like I need to make them do something. I don't know. They're so sparse without brow powder on. Anyway, I had a life coach. I'm still very connected with her, my dear friend Tabitha. Last year she was my life coach, and we talked about things that inspired me, gave me passion, things like that. And I had this idea for a positivity podcast. That's what I called it then. So I'm not sure what to call it now. Where I just kind of, I've just developed this, this excitement for pouring into other women. And I try my hardest to do it in person. Online is really it's easy for me to do it online. For some reason, being on the camera is really easy. Being in person is awkward. I know that sounds weird. But I've had this idea for since this spring, I think is when I was talking with her last summer. Anyway, last fall probably. But I kind of struggled. I wasn't sure how to incorporate it into my life. And so this weekend I did a training, a seminar through Rank Makers. It's a really awesome community for growing yourself, especially as a network marketer. Anyway, I just had this aha and a way of connecting it all together, and I'm so excited for this. So I pushed the button. I'm going live today. We're doing it scared. We're doing it unsure. We're doing it however. Hi, Sarah. We're doing it. So welcome. This is the first ever of our Motivation and Megan with Makeup. Some weeks we're going to talk about makeup tips, tricks. Some weeks we're going to talk about more deeper things, but I really just want to breathe life into women in my community, especially online on Facebook and wherever you're watching this from. That's just something that's really big for me. So today we're going to talk about how to make your foundation give you the results that you want. Why we all have these results. We see pictures. I'm going to tell you my story on kind of why this is so big for me. But I'm going to give you 4 tips today to up level your foundation routine, right? You're oh my gosh, yes, I need this. Oh, that's how I feel when people give me these types of things. I'm oh my gosh. So, backstory, real quick, you guys, okay? When rewind 7-8 years ago, I don't know, when I was a kid, adult, teenager, I don't know, when I started wearing foundation, I was always really frustrated. I couldn't find the right type that worked for me. I couldn't find the right color that worked for me. And I always would gravitate towards powders. Well, I have dry skin. Powders don't work for dry skin. They just look cakey and clumpy. And so I was never wearing the right type of foundation. And it just made me really frustrated. Another thing is as I was walking down the makeup aisles, I would look at the pictures, right? You got an advertisement of what these women are supposed to look like. I wear this foundation, I'm supposed to look like that, right? You get home and it's a big disappointment. You're well, I don't look like that. I don't look like that. Why? What is wrong with me? What did I do? Why? Okay? We're going to talk about it today. I'm going to fill in that gap and that bridge between the results you want and what you're currently doing and how to get the results you want. That was a weird, right? The results, you got this, the results you want. So we're going to fill that gap, okay? So, a really great resource thing that I've learned. Hi, Brooke. Hi, guys. Hello. You guys, I've built up a lot of knowledge. So, back when I was pregnant with Cameron, when I first started this makeup journey, I would be on YouTube because I'd have insomnia, right? And I'd just be on YouTube for hours and hours and hours, and I would just watch makeup tutorials. And I learned so much because back then there wasn't Facebook Lives or things like that. We didn't have TikTok. We didn't have Instagram. I don't think we had Instagram. I don't know. We probably did. Yeah, we did. But it wasn't like it is today, right? It wasn't this online blogging atmosphere. And so I've learned a lot of knowledge. And so where I'm going with that is if you want to talk foundation or you want to talk what type of foundation works best for your skin tone, or you need help getting color matched, you're not sure where your undertones are, things like that, shoot me a message. I love to talk, you guys. I am not going to spew my products at you, okay? All these tips I'm giving you today are you can walk in a makeup counter, you can walk into Sephora, you can go to Walmart, you can go wherever you want, and you can apply these tips I'm going to give you today, okay? They're not specific to what I'm selling you. I'm not really selling you anything. I'm just giving you value about foundation, okay? Well, there's my ramble. So the 4 things we're going to talk about is choosing the right foundation finish. Wow, that's a mouthful. For your skin type, okay? Understanding, and I kind of talked about it in my frustration, but like understanding that you might need a little more than foundation alone, right? You have the picture of what you think your foundation is going to look like when you buy this foundation at the drugstore and you go home. So understanding the differences and how to achieve that. We're going to talk order of operations. I love order of operations when it comes to makeup. Sometimes it doesn't matter, but sometimes it really does. And in your foundation, order of operations really does matter, okay? So that was 3. Number 4, tools and techniques. Did you know you could use the same exact tool different ways and get completely different results, okay? So, all right, I'm gonna put on my primer first because I am gonna apply it as we're talking this through. Primer is great, you guys. This is not part of my things, right? I just told you my things. But what primer does for you is it is going to allow you to use less product. It's going to allow your foundation to sit on top of your skin, so it doesn't go in and make your skin seem like cakey or anything. It just kind of fills in all of like the nooks and crannies and crevices, but it also allows you to use less product because you're applying your foundation on top of a smooth top coat, right? You're not applying it into all of the little nooks and crannies. So this is a mattifying primer. I actually have dry skin, but I really enjoy this mattifying primer. I feel like it just kind of goes all in there and gets all in there. It creates a nice little barrier. So let's talk about choosing the right foundation first, okay? There's like 3 different types of finishes that I kind of grouped this into, okay? We have a powdery finish, which could be a powder, or if you have a liquid foundation that has a powdery or a matte finish, you have those types of finishes, and I kind of group them together. If you have oily skin or combination skin, those are going to be ones that you're going to want to gravitate towards because they're really going to help mattify that oil and that shine on your skin, okay? Now, if you have dry skin, like we have a foundation that's a powder finish, I stay away from it. I used to try powder finishes when I was trying foundations way back when. I discovered they don't work for me, but yet I always went to them because they were like a light natural coverage, and I wanted that light natural coverage, okay? So the next type of category I kind of lump them into is a natural or a satin finish. Now those aren't going to be a matte or a powder, and they're not going to be like a dewy type of finish. They're a nice in between, and those are great for all skin types. They're really good because they usually are a higher coverage foundation. Good morning. Good morning. They're usually a higher coverage foundation, and they're great for normal and dry skin. So if you're normal skin, dry skin, you just want, as we age, we don't want powder in our little creases, right? So those might be the ones you're looking for, okay? The third category that I kind of lump them into is like a dewy type finish, okay? A dewy finish might be a BB cream. It might be a tinted moisturizer. Those types of things, they have a really dewy, you kind of get this glow. I love a BB cream because I get a nice glow, but it's a lighter coverage. So we're not even talking like coverage scope right now. We're talking about what the words are. And sometimes when you look at a bottle of foundation, you can't see what the finish is, but there are, hopefully those words help you. Like they might say powdery or matte or natural or satin or dewy. So hopefully at the makeup counter, those can help you. Okay. Those are for, dewy finish are going to be like normal. If you have oily skin and you want dewy, you might not like it as far as the shine goes. Unless you put a powder over the top of it, okay? There's my trick. So great for normal or dry skin, all right? So the next thing you might, next on our list, sorry, I got my notes and I'm not, is understanding that you might need more than foundation alone. And I know for a lot of us, I'm gonna wait. Okay, a lot of us, that's kind of like, I kind of want just foundation, but the primer is going to help your foundation stay where you want it to stay. It's going to stay, it's going to get out of your nooks and crannies, and we're going with nooks and crannies today. I don't know. So primer, these women, they have on concealer, they have on foundation, they have on a settings powder, a setting spray, they have on a highlight and a contour. So sometimes you might not need all those, and I'm not gonna show you all of those today. I'm gonna show you a nice simple routine that's going to just be like 1 or 2 more products than what you're probably currently using. That's really gonna up your game. Or it's just changing around your order of foundation, your order of operations, okay? So understand that those women who have those pictures in the makeup aisle are not only wearing foundation. I really wish they would say that. I really wish they would. Like big bold print underneath. Like you need this and this and this and this and this and this, okay? I wish they would. That's my biggest frustration with the makeup store, like the makeup aisles. Anyways, okay. Now we're gonna move into order of operations, okay? So here is my biggest trick for order of operations. So we put our primer on, okay, let it dry. Mine's pretty much dry. If it's still like tacky or shiny, you might want to give it a little bit longer, depending on the season. Sorry guys, I gotta tickle my throat. So foundation first and then concealer. And for some that's like, whoa, what? But what happens when you do your foundation first, I'm gonna put on my foundation while I'm talking to you, okay? This is a new one, and okay. Warning, this is going to be too light for my skin, slightly. I ordered my winter shade. This is like our brand new foundation. I ordered my winter shade, and I'm not fully there yet. So I fix it with some bronzer and make it work, but I haven't on order a next shade up, okay? Order of operations. Foundation first. Okay, I found where we were. What happens when you put your foundation on before your concealer? Well, so when you put your concealer on first, typically what you do is you put on a lot of concealer and you get it all covered underneath your eyes, right? And you get it to the coverage that you want to get it, and then you put on your foundation. And you end up with extra product in those areas, probably too much product, but you also end up wiping off all of the concealer because you're blending out your, see, it's too light, but we're going with it, okay? It won't look too light in a minute. You end up wiping off all of your foundation. So you end up putting more concealer on probably, maybe, or you just end up being frustrated and say, well, it is what it is, right? So when you put on your foundation first, you're going to save money by using less product. Oh, it's too light for me, you guys. I'd like to put a big disclaimer on it. It's all right. We will fix this. It saves your money by using less product, but you also get to use, it makes it less cakey. It's more natural because you're able to put on foundation, see exactly how your foundation covers you. Because when you wear your foundation, it covers things. It has a coverage, right? Sorry, I don't know why I'm on this haul thing today. Anyway, oh gosh, guys. Gosh, making fun of myself. It covers things, and so you end up using less concealer, and it's less cakey because you're using less product. Less is more. So try it out. Put on your foundation first, and that might just be that thing that you're like, oh yeah, that really worked. That worked amazing, okay? So now we're going to kind of jump into tools and techniques, okay? This is the biggest part. You could have all the right tools, all the right products, all the right tools, and you just kind of need to adjust your order or adjust how you're using them, all right? So when you do big sweeping motions, you're gonna have a lighter coverage, okay? So if you use your fingers, put on some BB cream and do some big sweeping motions, rub it around on your face like your moisturizer, you're not gonna have much coverage, okay? Now, if you use a brush, so you could use a brush like this for a foundation, okay? Because it's fluffy and it's gonna give you less coverage. So if you want a lighter coverage, this might be your go-to. I use this with liquid foundations and just drop it on and do the same things, okay? Or you can use like a big dense brush. This is a kabuki brush. I pretty much use this for everything. It's dense. See how it kind of, this one has a lot of give. This one, not as much. It's more dense, okay? So the types of brushes you use really do matter, okay? If you come to me and say, Megan, I need some help, I'm gonna make you get one. I'm not gonna make you, but I'm gonna tell you, like, go buy one of these brushes, okay? It's gonna be a game changer. So big sweeping motions. The final motion that there is, and you saw me do it, is a stippling, like a patting type motion, okay? That's going to give you the most amount of coverage. So when I first apply my makeup, I end up going around like this in a patting type of a motion, okay? Ta-da! And then I'll kind of blend it out. But by doing that, hello coverage. Like, I'll be honest, I don't even really need concealer right now, but we're talking orders of operation in concealer, okay? So this is my concealer. It is a liquidy type of concealer. I'm gonna put a little on my fingers, because why not? Oh, I probably could have just put it basically on my hand, my face, but whatever. Okay, if your concealer is a thicker one, you can warm it up in your fingers. Like if it comes out in like a coil, I don't really know what to call it. You can warm it up in your fingers. Or if you feel like it's too heavy and you don't like how heavy it is, warm it up in your fingers and you'll be able to move around a lot less product, okay? So I'm just kind of apply that like that. And then I'm gonna take this brush, my Kabuki brush again, and I am going to blend it out. Now, when you're putting on your concealer, here's just a fun side note, is a lot of the times maybe we put it just under here because that's where we're trying to hide, right? If you bring it down and up in like a check mark, like I kind of go here and then over and then they kind of just blend together, but that really helps bring that foundation down, okay? Okay, so stippling motions again, and it's really going to help it just kind of like get into your skin, not into your skin, you know, but like it's gonna put it exactly where you want it, and you're putting your concealer on over your foundation, so you're using it and putting it exactly where you want it to go, okay? So I'm gonna put on some bronzer real quick, you guys, okay? Real quick. Actually, no. So another thing you might need, if you find that your concealer moves or slips during the day, you might need some sort of setting product. This is my setting powder brush. It's a big fluffy brush because you don't need a lot of product. It's just a light dusting, okay? So you put it in there and then you just kind of dust it. I especially use this because, again, I have dry skin. I don't like to put it on my foreheads or anywhere else. I just put it under my eyes. This also has like a blurring effect. Do you see over here? You can kind of see lines and things like that. Over here, it's all blurred out. It totally removes all of that under eye lining and things, right? Okay, so my final trick and tip for concealer is, it's a funny one, but it's what I do and it's what I tell my people to do. If you feel like you've got too much on, or maybe you, so do your concealer. Let me rewind my wording here. Do your concealer, okay? Put it on, let it sit, do the rest of your makeup, get dressed, whatever, okay? And then before you leave or wherever you go, give yourself a mirror check, okay? Give yourself a mirror check and like look down like this, and you might see that you end up, because you guys, we all have eye creases. It's not age, it's not nothing. We have creases in our eyes. We smile, we move. They're the most expressive parts of our whole body. They're our eyes, right? I'm just warming up my foundation with bronzer. So look under the mirror and then just kind of like, you can take your brush or a blending pad and just kind of tap that line and it'll totally go away, okay? So if you end up putting on your concealer and you're just totally not sure of it, you get a little line and you get a little frustrated, just know it happens to everybody. And if you wipe it off one time, it'll be gone for the rest of the day, okay? Even I get them. I do a little check in the mirror, this or that, okay? So, what we talked about today, I got like things all over my face. See, check that out. I'll probably use a little more bronzer or some blush. I'm gonna go up and finish the rest of my makeup, and then I will come back and I'll show you guys a picture of like the finished Fuzzies product, okay? So today we talked about, guys, I hope this was so helpful. I hope it was so helpful. Choosing the right type of foundation for your skin type, okay? We talked about understanding that you might need more than one product. Don't trust the ads of, hey, you only need one product and it's gonna make your face look like this. Because it doesn't. There's lots of other steps. We talked about order of operations. You do your primer, you do your foundation, you do your concealer, and then you use a setting product if you need it, okay? That's really good. If you wear masks daily, you need a setting spray. It's like a holy grail, right? Okay, order of operations. Sometimes we just need to switch them up. The fourth thing we talked about was tools and techniques, okay? There's different types of brushes and different ways you can use the brushes to achieve different types of techniques. So play around with them, figure out what works for you, try out different ones, and you'll find the method that works best for you, okay? I'm going to tell you guys this one more time. I love talking about foundation, and I'm going to sit here and talk your ears off. I love talking makeup tips and tricks. The reason why I'm so passionate about it is because it really pulled me out of a new mom rut. I was not paying attention to myself. I kind of let myself slip after Jacob was born. He was about a year old, and I was like, I don't even know who this girl is anymore. I was a little bummed out in life. Totally happy in life, but not sure who I was. It was me. It was an inward thing. I found makeup, and I started figuring it out, and it made me feel so good, and it gave me that spark back in myself. And I'm not saying that I have to wear makeup to feel beautiful. I don't. I can go out without makeup, with makeup, anything. But I'm saying on those days that you look in the mirror and you catch yourself and you're feeling good, when you feel good, you look at yourself and you're like, hey girl, you look good and I feel good, and you just have like the best day ever. So sometimes it's something as simple as makeup and putting it on. And if we're putting it on, why not put it on properly, okay? So if you want to chat makeup, and you want to maybe talk to me about your skin type, the types of products that you're currently using, what you're frustrated with about them, if they're the type you should be using, I can fact check your products for you. If you're not sure you're wearing the right shade, any of this, guys, shoot me a message. I would love to chat with you. I love to chat. So thanks for watching the very first Motivation and Makeup with Megan. That's going to be a mouthful. All right. Happy Tuesday. Bye, you guys. I will be back next Tuesday at 10 a.m. and doing another live video. I'm not sure what we're going to talk about yet. So if you have ideas, let me know. Bye.